This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review, and I'm taking a look at your MLB overnight lines for the games on Saturday, June the 25th. Almost forgot the date for a second. Saturday, June 25th. Let's get right down to it and start by looking at the Minnesota Twins and New York Yankees. An early start, 1 Eastern time on Saturday, June 25th. Note that start time so you can get your bets in on time. And guess what? If you've been living under a rock, you're going to have no idea where I'm going with this game. If you're not, and you've been tuning in on a daily basis, you are going to know where I'm going with this game. And where I'm going is this Minnesota Twins over the total streak, which has really reached epic proportions. Epic proportions. I mean, you don't see a team go on the kind of over streak that Minnesota's on right now. I mean, we are talking about a team that is 16-1-1 to the over in their last 18 games. Really, it's an amazing mark when you look at it with this Minnesota team. And I think it's a trend that can actually keep on going here on Saturday facing the Yankees. Irvin Santana slated to toe the rubber for the Twins in this Saturday game. He has not been good. He's been a stopgap really in this Twins rotation. Nothing more than that. His best days as a major league starter, I think, clearly behind him. Santana has allowed 27 runs in his last 35 innings and a short turnaround look for a Yankees lineup that just saw him last week at Target Field in Minnesota. You know, they should have a better plate approach, better swings, be able to do a better job here facing Santana here at Yankee Stadium. And then you got Michael Pineda, who's been a disappointment for the New York Yankees. Just hasn't been that consistent pitcher that they wanted him to be. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for Pineda this season in terms of getting quality performances. He has a 6.20 ERA in 7 home starts here at Yankee Stadium. You know, Twins, they were able to have a pretty good approach against Pineda last week, facing him 4 runs on 6 hits in 5.1 innings. And the Yankees bullpen, we need to talk about them a little bit. They've been a bit of a disappointment of late. They've been giving up some runs late, something that we're not used to seeing from them. You know, run BMC, we think about them, Betances, Chapman, and Miller. Or Betances, Miller, and Chapman, run BMC as I like to call it. You'd like to think to score some runs late in the game. It's tricky. It's tricky against that run BMC combination. You know, they've been pretty good for the most part for the Yankees, but some of these other guys in their bullpen have struggled a little bit. Even Chapman gave up a few runs earlier this week. We've seen Betances give up some runs. You know, it's just not been quite that lockdown, stout Yankee bullpen that we've become accustomed to seeing from them in the last week or so. Twins bullpen, forget it. I mean, that's a lost cause. I mean, it's a horrendous bullpen. Saw them give up runs late Thursday against the Philadelphia Phillies once again, so I have no qualms about looking at them to give up some runs in the latter stages against the Yankees. Total sitting at 9, heavily juiced, about minus 125, but going to keep riding this Minnesota over trend. It's been cashing, and I think it's got a chance to cash again here. So we'll look over in this game, Twins and Yankees on Saturday. San Diego, Cincinnati, another Saturday game on June 25th. Going to stick with the over again in this game. Much like we had in the first game of this series on Thursday, that game flew over the total, a 7-4 San Diego Padre victory. And again, as long as San Diego's lineup is going up against a lefty, especially a mediocre lefty like Brandon Finnegan here for the Cincinnati Reds, who is going to get the start in this game, this is a lineup you can trust, a lineup that more often than not you can count on to produce and score some runs. This is a decent lineup, San Diego, more than decent, against left-handed pitching. They've been great against the left-handed side all year, a top 6 team in Major League Baseball in OPS against lefty pitching. You know, it continued last in the series opener against Cincinnati, and I think they can score some runs here against Finnegan. Didn't have a great start in his last outing. Lasted just 5 innings against Houston. Gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. More walks than strikeouts. So not numbers that are overly that great for Finnegan. His home ERA here at Great American Ballpark, not great either, 4.28. So I think the Padres and their proficiency to hit lefties can continue here. And on the other hand, we've got Drew Pomeranz, another lefty making the start for the San Diego Padres. He's a guy that I envision coming back down to earth a bit, and we've seen that. 6.16 ERA in his last 3 starts. Not pitching as well as he did earlier in the season. 17 runs in 4 of his last 5 starts over 28 innings. He's allowed 4 home runs, too. Pomeranz is in his last 2 starts. That's a big red flag because now he goes to Cincinnati, a place that's very, very home run friendly, and giving up the long ball, which has been an issue for Pomeranz now these last 2 starts, could doom him here against this Reds lineup. Both bullpens very susceptible. We all know how bad Cincinnati's bullpen in particular has been from start to finish this season. So I think we're going to be able to see enough fireworks in this game to push it up and over the total. Shop around, see if you can get an 8.5. As of this recording, there is 8.5 available with the total at Heritage Sports. There's also some 9s out there, so better to get 8.5 if you can get it. Either way, would recommend this game to go over the total, San Diego and Cincinnati on Saturday. Let's take a look at Boston and Texas. We've got A.J. Griffin returning to the mound for the Texas Rangers off a stint on the DL. We'll see how he fares. He had actually been pretty competent for the Texas Rangers. He made 6 starts before the DL stint, 3 runs allowed or less in every single start. So they actually got some pretty decent outings from A.J. Griffin. We'll see if he can just, smoothly enter his way back into the Rangers rotation here, making his first start at home against a very decent Boston lineup. Although Boston's lineup hasn't quite hit as well the last several days. Got back on track in the series finale against the White Sox, but still, line up a little bit in a slump right now, Boston. So interesting to see what we get from A.J. Griffin. I don't want to bet against Stephen Wright of the Boston Red Sox, that's for sure. He's been a bet-on pitcher for me most of the season, and he's just been Mr. Consistent. Just fantastic. Again, his last outing, pitches a complete game, 1 run allowed on 5 hits, but loses the game because no run support, and he drops that decision 3-1 to the White Sox. But Wright's been fantastic, a 2.01 ERA, 1.54 ERA, and 7 road starts this season as well for Stephen Wright. So pitching on the road hasn't been a major obstacle for him. I think he can probably go out there, deliver the goods, and pitch well again. However, it's a question of value. I mean, we're still talking about a Texas Rangers team that has been absolutely red hot right now for the last quite a bit for several weeks. 47-26 they are, 26-11 at home, a tremendous home record, 47-26 on the season, and they're a home underdog here. So I like to back Stephen Wright as often as I can, but I just don't know if I'm getting the value here with Boston sitting there as a -120 road favorite in this game. Might have to leave it alone. I would lean to the Red Sox, but again, I'm just not totally in love with that price, considering just how strong the Texas Rangers have been playing now for the last several weeks. What else have we got on the Saturday card? Let's see. There was one other one I was looking to talk about here, and damn if I can remember it. Houston, Kansas City, that's the one. Mike Fiers and Chris Young, the pitching matchup there. Another one where I'd lean over the total. I think Mike Fiers is a guy that I don't exactly expect him to shut down the Kansas City Royals. But on the flip side, Chris Young not had the same season he had last year for the Royals, so I think we could see runs in that game. Oakland, by the way, it's worth mentioning their game against the Angels on Saturday because they've got a guy making his Major League debut. It'll be left-hander Dylan Overton making his Major League debut for the Oakland Athletics on Saturday. And a guy that is coming into this first Major League start of his career, having pitched very well in AAA with Nashville prior to this call-up with the Oakland Athletics, a 1.40 ERA for Overton in his last 7 starts down in AAA. So obviously he pitched well down there. I'm always of the mindset that I want to take a step back, not really rush into betting on a guy or betting against a guy in his first ever Major League start. I want to sit back, don't bet it, just watch, observe, analyze, and then see how he pitches and what we can use from that start moving forward. That's probably what I'm going to do here with Dylan Overton. Good form in AAA. Angels lineup a little spotty, can be hot, can be cold. Get a mixed bag with them. They're not a consistent lineup at the plate. We'll see what Dylan Overton can bring to the table, the Oakland lefty, as he makes his Major League debut on Saturday. That's about it. That will wrap up my look at your MLB overnight lines for the games on Saturday, June the 25th. I'm sports handicapper Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review. As always, check out sportsbookreview.com regularly for the latest in sports betting information, daily picks, daily videos, daily articles, live odds. It's all there for you to help you earn some profits as a sports bettor. So until next time, enjoy the games and good luck.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.